Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Nike Roach, and welcome to another episode where we get to chat with interesting, fascinating, dynamic, entertaining, mindful practitioners and business owners around the globe. This is no exception. I get to talk with, once again, Jeanette Bishop. She's my dear friend from out in Colorado. She's a massage therapist, but she also is a branding specialist, specifically for massage therapists. She's worked with some of the most well-known internationally recognized massage and holistic educators, and she has something extra special that she's going to share with us later today. So thank you very much for being with me, Jeanette.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Now, I know you pretty good now. I mean, ironically, we've never met. We've only met. It's kind of funny. We've only met in the internet world, right? It's like, I think I know you. I think I know everybody. But yeah, we've never really official met. So just for the viewers and those boys and girls at home, tell the folks who you are.
Well, my name is Jeanette. I've been a massage therapist for nearly 20 years. I am based out of Colorado Springs, but I have worked internationally, working with wounded veterans across the nation. I run a nonprofit organization called Warriors in Recovery. And what we do is we provide injury and emotional recovery free of charge to our warriors nationwide. Also, I started the massage program for the Air Force Wounded Warriors. There, I hired massage therapists. And once I left there, I went over and worked with the Marine Corps Wounded Warriors. So my heart is in healing, and also is in service. When the pandemic hit, last year I started to coach massage therapists and teaching them about insurance billing, how to make a profit, because that was something that I struggled with in the beginning, with just accepting profit, being able to charge what I was worth. So now all of those struggles and those things that I went through, I help other massage therapists go through that and succeed through it as well.
Thanks for saying that, because I think it was like to succeed. I mean, I think that's the operative word, to succeed, as opposed to, one person said being, pimped out and working and not even get any kind of compensation. So because you're in Colorado Springs, tell us how you meet, some of these the massage therapists that you work with. And these are professional massage therapists, I assume.
Yeah, they're professional massage therapists. So I have a website. It's called massagebranding.com. And on that website, they can subscribe, and it's a yearly subscription. And during that, we meet every week. There is a class that I teach. They can actually go on the website. There's pre-recorded classes that they can learn from. And then I have a Facebook community that's just for my private group, where if they have questions, if they have ideas, that we can work through that in those groups. And they're always welcome to call me. We do a one-on-one to where we put together a strategy session. Like, okay, well, where is your business? Where do you want it to go? What have you done? What do you need to do? And we really just help them, go through that process.
Excellent. So what do you find in your profession as a practitioner, but also as someone who helps other massage therapists? What is the number one thing that you've discovered that pretty much every massage therapist struggle with business-wise?
Business-wise, I feel like massage therapists struggle with profit.
How so?
With profit. I believe that massage therapists, although, and a little bit of confidence, although they are charging, let's say they're charging $65, they're only charging that because the next person is charging that. They're not charging that because that's what they're worth, but because of the next person. And a lot of them don't know their costs of doing business. So that's one of the things. If they go to my website, they can actually subscribe to the newsletter, and they'll get a free customizable cost of doing business spreadsheet to where they can learn, okay, how much do I need to make a profit? How much is my rent? How much is utilities? How much is oil? How much is my marketing? The networking groups that I'm going to every week, the business cards, like all of these different things. How much does that cost? Now, how much am I actually getting paid for massage? Because if they realize that, when I first started, I was charging $35. I know. I was charging $35. Well, I'll tell you why. Because I thought I didn't have an overhead because I was working from home in the beginning.
Oh, you have a big overhead.
But I didn't realize that. I figured, I'm working from home. I don't really have an overhead. And then when I started doing the math, I was actually working in the hole. because all the money that I was making was going straight to that. And then when taxes came around, I was like, well, I don't have the money because I spent it. And it was because I didn't know my cost of doing business. So I think that that's one of the biggest things, is not pricing yourself to beat your competitor, but price yourself to beat your competitor with value.
Awesome. So now, what do you think that massage therapists do right? I mean, because it seemed like sometimes that, we as practitioners don't, we undercut ourselves already. We kind of like, oh, the next guy or next gal, whoever's down the street, their studio, their wellness center charges whatever the fee. What do you find that most massage therapists actually do correct?
I think what massage therapists do correct is their passion for massage, their passion for wanting to help people, and that their heart is really in it to help people. And that's where we have to kind of bridge that gap, is like, yes, you can love people, you can help people, you can have that passion, you can be smart at what you're doing, be skilled at what you're doing, but you have to be able to connect those two and be paid for what you're doing. So I think what they're doing correct is getting the techniques down, and many are doing great with customer service.
Wow. So backtrack a little. How did you get into massage?
So I actually wanted to be a nurse. Yeah, I wanted to be a nurse, but I faint at the sight of blood. So that
Seriously?
Yeah, just like that, I will pass out.
So it's like, yeah, I'll do it, but if it's blood, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. No, yeah, not gonna do it. So, I wanted to be a nurse, and then I started working I was working at a restaurant, and when my husband, because we got married young, we were 18 years old, and we moved to South Carolina, and he was in the Air Force, and I started working. I was going to hair school, which I never wanted to do that either, but I needed something to do during the day. So I stopped doing that. I started working at a restaurant, and there was an attorney who kept coming into the restaurant. And he told me, he's like, you don't belong here. And I was like, what do you mean I don't?
Really?
And I'm thinking, I live in the South. So I'm thinking, what do you mean I don't belong here? Like, what are you trying to say? And he was like, no, he was like, I want you to come work for me. And I said, and do what? And he wanted me to be his paralegal. So I started working for him as a paralegal. And while working for him, I started seeing a lot of people coming in and out of his office in pain, because he was worked with motor vehicle accidents and personal injury.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I was like, well, what are they doing? And he was referring massage therapy. And I was like, well, I want to learn a little bit more about that. So I started going to massage school and fell in love like instantly.
Was this in South Carolina or somewhere else?
Charleston, North Charleston, South Carolina. So just absolutely loved it. I fell in love and started seeing how people were healing through massage. And obviously not everything, you can't heal, everything, but they were being helped, and it was really an eye opener for me. And when I told my parents I wanted to be a massage therapist, my dad was like, why? Because massage has such a bad, school. So he's like, why don't you just go to be a physical therapist? And I was like, I don't want to be a physical therapist. I want to be a massage therapist. And I wanted to be a massage therapist because I liked the holistic side of it. And I liked the, body, mind, spirit. That really resonated with me. So that's why I became a massage therapist. And I absolutely love it to this day.
It sounds like it. I see how you bubble up and everything. It's like, I love it. But now, it's the passion, the desire, but also, helping massage therapists, and I think across the globe, and not everywhere, but to get the respect, but also, get the finances, because even in our community, and I'm sure in your community the same way, you have massage therapists who are just barely making it. They're just like, because either they underestimate the cost, the raw cost, and all the overhead, but also they undercharge, in that respect and stuff like that. So I think that is a big issue.
Absolutely.
And I think many of us are working really diligently to crush that little problem mindset. So now I want to talk about some of the other stuff that you're doing. So I have been following, and it looks like you've developed a very effective and event that I was like, wow, that's pretty nice. That's pretty awesome. Tell us about it. And how did that happen? I mean, why did it come out, this time as opposed to 20 years ago when you were first getting started, and what made you decide to do it this time?
You know, I have wanted to host my very own conference for years. I want to say maybe even 10 years ago is when I first said, that would be really cool to do that. But there was, I also had that mindset, well, there's so many people doing. There's, all of these people who they're really well known in the community. And but I just never really saw what I wanted for me. And that's how I think. If it helps something that has helped me,
Mm-hmm.
I want it to help other people. I'm very ADD. Actually, I'm ADHD. So I'm like,
me too.
Oh yeah. So I'm like light.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted things to keep people's interest, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted it to be, well, I'll go back. So I decided to do it now because during the pandemic, I chose to be strategic and close my business down. I still love massage therapy, but for me, it just wasn't right because I had my clinic. My staff was exposed to COVID twice because people kept coming in knowing they had COVID.
Yep.
And still wanted to get their massage. And, if it was just me, that's one thing. But because I have a staff, I couldn't, in my conscience, I couldn't hold that if my staff member died because they were doing a massage and I wouldn't even go into the office. I can't have that on my conscience, and I love my staff and I love their families. And I don't want to have something like that happen. So I decided to close my business. And I went through a struggle of, am I going to close it? Am I going to sell it? What am I going to do? I don't want to give my baby away because, this has been mine for nearly 20 years,
Yep.
Almost the same age as my kids. So I decided to sell my client list and not my business. So that way, when I do decide to reopen again, I can still reopen within my same business name.
Yep.
So I don't lose my identity there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm able to make money while I sleep because someone else is doing the work and she chooses to do the work. So that's what I did with that. So when that happened, I was like, I'm sure right now so many massage therapists are going, I don't know what to do. I don't know, with the pandemic, how do I run my business? How do I market now? How do I do my books? And there's other massage therapists who just graduated that they're going, I have no one to show me the ropes and
Yep.
have all these clients because so many other therapists are choosing to close. Now, what do I do? So I reached out to several friends, you included, and I am honored to have you on board to provide an amazing virtual business workshop. So it's not just a massage workshop.
I'm sorry. My wife is doing something goofy in the background.
Okay. Oh, tell her hi.
Jeanette said hi. She's doing something goofy to try to make me laugh. I'm trying to stay in focus. Okay, go ahead. I apologize.
Too funny. No, so anyway, so we started this event, I think about 3 weeks ago. I have a friend who is a celebrity publicist. He's actually the publicist for Cardi B and for Ludacris and Neo. He's going to be teaching a class on branding. Who better than to teach branding?
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Right. Like who better, So he'll be teaching branding. I have someone teaching growing your audience through social media. So they'll be learning how to create a social media campaign, how to target your clients through social media.
Sorry. You're trying to get the attention of the kids, right? It's like they do it all the time. It's like the house is quiet until I go on the camera, right? So they
wait for you to get on camera.
I'm like, why is it that when you get on camera, they just start nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a mom first, so I get it.
So I know you didn't catch that, me tossing something to kind of get their
I saw it. No, and I
like,
saw the eyes shift. I saw this. Yeah,
like,
I saw that.
Stop it. Seriously, why do kids do that? It's like, okay, sorry.
So we have Laura Allen teaching strategies to grow your business on a small budget. We have Gloria Coppola teaching how to position yourself as an expert through writing. I have a couple of attorneys. I have one attorney teaching you how to protect your liabilities, another attorney teaching you how to set up your business, like, whether it's an LLC, an S Corp, the things that you're going to need, trademarking. I have a financial advisor, and not one of those, oh, I'm a financial advisor that's broke. I actually have a financial advisor who
actually has money.
Yeah, who actually has money and can show you how to save and make it. And I have, a mobile massage therapist. I'm really honored to have Mr. Waslowski. And the cool thing about having him there, it's not going to be that traditional class that you're used to him teaching, that that he's phenomenal at. This is a whole nother side of him that you're going to get to see, which is amazing. Scott Dartnell with the Canadian Massage Conference and the American Massage Conference. I'll be a presenter there in September, but he's going to be a keynote speaker at mine. Mike Hinkle, who is the director of the World Massage Festival, he's also going to be a keynote speaker for mine. So it's all love, like everybody is supportive and like, yeah, let's go, So I have an HR specialist who's going to talk all things HR, because I don't know about you, but when I hired my staff, I did not know what I was doing.
Most don't.
And hired and fired like that,
Been there, done that.
And one of the things I made a mistake of doing is I would hire fast and fire slow.
Ooh.
And when you do that, it destroys your business from within. So she's going to teach you how to do that.
It does.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak to exactly that, because I think a lot of times, because we're such passionate people, and as practitioners, we're passionate. We tend to love a lot longer than maybe we should have. Right. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying maybe some people should have gone to another facility and they would have been much happier. But you're right. You're like, hey, you're a massage therapist. Yes, we like you. They come in and then it's like, yeah, this is probably not a good fit. And I have made that mistake multiple times. So I would definitely be tuning to that. Though I don't operate the day-to-day operations of our business anymore, thank God. I definitely will be listening for those things that, did I make that mistake? Yes. Chuck that one up. Okay.
Yeah. And the cool thing is she's also going to teach how to reset it, because sometimes what I've learned, and I've had to humble myself, is if my staff started acting a certain way, it's because I wasn't being a good leader. So I had to learn how to do that. And sometimes it was just because they got comfortable, right? But it was also because I would allow things to happen, and then I would allow it and allow it and allow it. And then by the time I had something to say about it, it was too late.
Yep.
So she's going to teach on how to, not do that. I have a grant writer going to teach you, not just talk about. So here's the thing. They're not just going to talk about it. They're going to teach you how. So you're going to walk away from it knowing how to do it. And then if you choose the unlimited access, you'll be able to go on and watch the videos over and over and over again. We have a lean company so a lean company, I don't do direct liens with attorneys. Remember I told you I was a paralegal for 5 years. I will never do a lien with a lien company, because what happens is you will hold this lien, meaning you're doing free massages until they settle their case. But what happens if they settle their case and they lose?
Yep.
What happens if they decide they don't want to pay you?
Yep.
Or what really happens is when the attorney doesn't tell you that they're going to negotiate your rate at the very end. So the attorney will then let you do all these massages, and then at the end say, hey, we want 50% or we want 60%, because they can't pay all of their other bills. So that was the incident that I had with an attorney that didn't go very well for him. And then he didn't like me for a little while, but now we're friends. So now he'll pay me out of his pocket. So
like, pay me.
Yeah. But see, those are the things that happen. So this lien company, what they do is they assume the loan, they assume the lien, and they pay you every week. So you don't have to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years. You get paid every Friday.
Right.
But they also negotiate their rate up front, so you know what you're getting. But the great thing is you use that as a lead generator, because they're sending you clients. And then what happens with those clients? They know somebody who was in a car accident. So they're sending you clients. you know. So it's a pretty amazing opportunity. So we have a counselor who's going to talk about rejuvenating your mind and to continue on your growth of business growth. We have a government contractor who's going to talk about what really happens when you have a government contract. How do you handle those things? What happens when they freeze that contract and no one gets paid? So he's going to talk about all of those things, which is, I mean, it's a great industry for massage therapists to be in.
What's that? The government? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It takes a little bit of a little dancing and learning, but it does work.
But you can learn it. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
We have a bookkeeper who's going to talk about bookkeeping. We have several business coaches and marketing coaches. We have a LinkedIn specialist who's going to show us how to set up your LinkedIn and what to do with it. So many of us, we set it up and then we don't see it for 5 years. Don't do anything with it. Let's use it for your benefit.
Don't. Oh God, it's you know what, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think many massage therapists kind of hang out in the Facebook land, in the Instagram land, and those are great places to go. But as we like to say, it's Facebook is you can make a ridiculous amount of money. But where the serious people go is over in LinkedIn. Especially if you're working with government organizations, because that's what they look at.
Government, doctors.
Oh, all the time. That's what they look at. You do your kitty jokes and all the other stuff on Facebook and Instagram. You go over here to mess with folks who got a lot of dough.
Yeah.
And who are willing to invest in you. And I think that's I'm sad to say I don't see a lot of massage therapists over there because it's almost like they're a little apprehensive because they're stiff. No, actually, some of the funniest people that I know are on LinkedIn, but you'll never see them act like they do on Facebook. And I'll have both sites, and it has two different purposes, and it has two different focuses. And I love the way some of them do it because they know what's the purpose of one over the other, right, versus some people might say, well, this is my official business page. Yeah, I get that.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be stiff.
Right. Exactly. So we have just so many, like Laura Allen, we have Gloria, we have Miss Vivian Mahoney, who is phenomenal. We have Jason Erickson, who is going to be talking about critical thinking. Gail Woods. We have a massage therapist for NFL players. So she's going to talk about that. How do you get in to work with NFL players? We have a web designer who's going to show you how to set up your website to be profitable. We have myself. I'll be teaching 2 classes. We have we have you who will be talking about funding your massage and wellness business. So who better than the Nike Roach, right? Like, I'm excited about your class. And that's it. So far, what's funny is that once I put it out there that this is what I wanted to do for massage therapists, and my husband and I went into business doing this, I mean, we're flooded with calls. Hey, can I present? Can I present? We want it. It's such an amazing community of people who just want to help. We're not in this alone. And I think that's one of the things that the pandemic really brought out was that even though all of the other stupid stuff is happening with, social injustice and all of this, there is still a sense of community and a sense of let's help each other up, and that's what I'm really excited about.
Well, I'm excited about it as well. So how do people, if they have a desire, which I suspect after you've gone through like a really good menu of all the different things. So whether you're looking for government contracting, you're a business owner, you want to set up something, more specifically on your website, your LinkedIn, financing, if you're looking at how to be able to work in lean so that you're always paid, how to be able to work on mindset and other focuses that HR stuff, and of course funding, because I think a lot of folks run out of money faster than they might think they do. Mm-hmm. And you got to have some money in there, but you got to know where to find it. And it's not that hard if you understand it. And then you have just a litany of just great presenters from here in North America, from, obviously our Canadian brothers and sisters who are coming in, well, virtually coming in,
Yeah.
and and then other folks who are going to be coming in from all over, from folks who are publicists, who are professionals. And this is the good thing I've noticed. You didn't pick like the people who are like sort of, I want to kind of do this on the side. These are people who do this stuff as a profession outside of massage industry.
Right.
It's not just, this is all I do inside. This is what I do, but I also do something else that marries this very well. So I'm glad you sort of used not only just clinical expertise, but saying, okay, what do you want to do as a practitioner, as a business owner, long haul, so that you can, have abundance without, destroying your body or your finances or, anything else in between, your morals, because sometimes our industry gets, depends on your community, gets a little weird sometimes. So with that, so all that said, how do people get start buying tickets?
So they can go to the website. It's called themassageconferencelive.com. So go to the Massage Conference Live. Oh, and I didn't tell you, we're actually going to have a party. So we have a DJ.
You're going to have a party online, or are you going to have a party in Colorado?
No, we're going to have a party online. Like we have a DJ. It's a whole thing. Like we are.
Oh, so it's like this is not, even though it's virtual, it's going to be like we're at a real event. Like we're at a hotel somewhere.
Yes.
Without the alcohol.
Be a real event we're going to have. So I'm still working on the theme because I'm a big like Mortal Kombat nerd. So I was like, oh, we can do Mortal Kombat.
Sub-Zero.
I love Mortal Kombat, but so I'm still working on a theme, but we do have a DJ who's going to be playing live. We have prizes. We actually have a competition between 6 business professionals. I believe you're one of the competitors. I do believe you are one of the competitors. So what's going to happen with that is in July, we're going to have people start submitting if they need help with their business. We're going to pick one business, and that one business will go to the 6 of us. And we have 30 minutes to show you how we process that live. So we'll record, okay, this is the problem. If this were me, how would I do it? And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of instructors like to tell you, but I need you to show me.
Yep.
Show me how you did it. Because when I got out of massage school and I was told, oh, when you graduate, people are going to help you. That did not happen.
That is a lie. That's a lie.
Straight from the devil. So, so I had to learn to do it on my own, but I want to show and I want people to see how we do things differently. So what might work for me might not work for you, and the same, vice versa. And I want them to see the different processes, and maybe they'll find one that resonates with them. And they're like, well, I can try that with my business. But that's the goal. And at that, even though it's a friendly competition, it's still a competition. But in the end, we all win because we've been able to help someone, and the person who needed the help has been able to grow. So I'm really, really excited about that. So they'll have Massage Conference Live. What's that?
No, I said, say that one more time where folks need to go.
The massageconferencelive.com.
All righty. Well, you got that, the massageconferencelive.com. I had to hear that like a couple of times so I can remember it. Thank you very much, Jeanette, for sticking it out and for putting this together, because I think, and I know there's a lot of folks, not only in my community and even in my space that I travel around, either virtually or physically, there are people and there are practitioners who really need, maybe, some of what all the professionals are gonna come and bring to the table. But some others may need all of it. They may be just getting started, and it would be fresh, because it's funny. We spend so much time in massage school about the clinical applications. The part that we sort of like, read this book, we'll go over this little lesson right quick. The part that's actually going to keep you in business is actually the most important part that most massage schools just kind of brush over it. And I when we were in the CEU space, I used to always notice that. It's like, learn more clinical techniques. That's wonderful. Be the best practitioner. But if you can't put food on the table, you're just doing it for a hobby.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for being here. Thank you very much for joining us. Those of you who are here live and those of you who are hearing this in the recording, I really appreciate all the massage therapists who collaborate and put together ideas that will help not only our communities, but also our industry and uplift each business owner, no matter where they are in this globe. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you again, Jeanette, and we'll see you in the future.
Thank you. See you at the Massage Conference Live, everyone.
See you then.